Route creation. So this is going to be the final part of your Yeti account setup. Once you've created your routes, you can then go out using the app and service sites. So let's go over what we'll want to do to create routes. If I hit the create route button up top here, this is going to bring me to this page where I can name my route, and I can name it anything that I would like. If I'm using subcontractors, I might name the route after the sub. If I'm not, I might just name it demo route number 123. At this point, all of this information here is going to be optional. So first, if I want to add a route tag, I can. And I mentioned zones in the sites video. However, I think routes is probably the best spot to add in zones. That way, when we're in our dispatch screen later on, we can filter out by route tag and see exactly what's going on in the zone that we are in charge of. So if I wanted to, I could do zone 1. And I can continue to add tags if I need to. Internal notes are notes that the crew will not see on the route. Crew notes are notes that they will see when they click on the route. We have estimated hours here. This is really just a great indicator for you. If I want to choose 4 hours, for instance, I now know when I'm looking at that route in the dispatch screen, if it's taken them 6 hours or if it's taken them 2 hours and they're already complete, I can start asking questions. Requested services down below here. This truly just means these are the services we're expecting you to do. This does not limit the services that are going to appear on the sites. So if I have 17 different service options on a site on this route, I can still choose from them. This is just a reminder that we're expecting you to do a 1 to 3 inch plow on this route. And the last optional item here is going to be seasonality. By default, your routes will show up all seasons. However, if you have already selected your seasons, we can deselect that and then choose either summer or winter. And again, that was in the first settings video. If I click on my settings here, I can adjust my month seasons. So right now, my winter period, it's going to tell me is set for October 1 through April 30th. And my summer period is slated for March 1 through October 31. So you may have some overlap there, and that's perfectly okay. But what this will do is allow summer routes to only display on the operator's phone in the summer, and winter routes to display on the operator's phone in the winter period here, again, October 1 through April 30. We'll set it for all seasons. So the next thing we'll do, I'll come back up to this actually. Let's go to sites first. We'll select the sites that we want to include on the route. So I'm going to go to, we'll just choose a few here. All right, I now have 5 sites. And now what I can do is optimize this route for drive time, but it's going to optimize based on my first site and my last site. So let's say I want to start at site 3 and I actually want to finish at 4 for whatever reason. So now if I want to, I can go down here and hit optimize. And that's going to adjust that to give me basically my quickest way through that route. Once your sites are, by the way, I should mention, the operator in the field does not have to go in order. This is still snow removal, so if I get a phone call to immediately go to site 4 and I'm only at site 2, I can skip 3, go to 4, and then go back to 3 using the app. So once you've chosen your sites and they all look good, the next thing we'll do here is decide who gets to see this route. So in this case, V3 Yeti Demo is the name of my company. And if I want everyone within my company to have access at all times to demo route 123, I can hit save and everybody within my company will have that access. However, if I want to limit access, I can go to operators and then select which operators I want to have access to this route. So now if I hit save, these are the only 3 operators that always have access to demo route 123. That can be edited at any time, but it is something to note. Now, if I'm subcontracting this route, what I may want to do is name the route after the sub, come down here, deselect my own company, and then select my subcontractor. So now if I hit save, the subcontractor is the only entity that's going to be receiving this route. So this is also, by default, when I do this and I hit done and I save, A1 snow removal here is going to automatically get these 5 sites under their account contract within Yeti. Earlier when we were creating subcontractors, there was the option to add those sites to the sub, but if we do it here in routes, we're eliminating that step because they're automatically going to be placed in that that category underneath that subcontractor. So now if I hit save and I rename this A1 sub, this is the only route they'll be able to access. They will not be able to access any of your other sites. But let's just say I don't want to sub this out. So we're going to keep B3 up there and remove A1. Hit save. And demo route 123 is now available for service on the mobile app.